Okay guys, so today I'm going to unbox, and since this is probably just going to be more than an unboxing, probably an unboxing and installing is what I'm going to try to do. But here's the unboxing part one of this video. Locinox, which is a gate hardware manufacturer, and I needed two different parts for customers, one of them being a lever handle and another one being a new cylinder because their cylinder pins were worn out from like 20 years of use. So I called up Locinox to order these parts and got them in. I ordered a cylinder, a set of handles because the handle was missing off of a combination lock, which will probably be later in this video. And I went ahead and ordered some key blanks. Now these are most Locinox gate, and I didn't grab one while I was over here, so let me reach over and grab a key blank. It's actually a Y1 key blank, but it's a 4-pin, I believe. So here we got uno, dos, tres, cuatro, 4-pin. And it is a profile cylinder, obviously, and we can see it is a sealed profile cylinder, thus requiring the use of just replacing the cylinder, especially given how much these cylinders were. Now if we look real close, we'll see there is a gap in this retainer that lets us spread it apart. Sometimes there's almost like no gap if they somehow crimp a total seal around it. So if we had to, I could bend this clip out, but we all know, everybody who's tried that knows how those bent clips turn out trying to get them back on. It's not quite as pretty as just snapping it on like you see from the factory here. So based on the cost of this cylinder, which was not too bad at all, it was just way cheaper to replace it than try to mess with it. Base that on the fact of we charge more to rekey standard locks than that cylinder cost, and ours is not an overly large rekey price. So yeah, it's just easier, and that's, I guess, the European thing to do, is just stock a bunch of different key-like sets of cylinders. It must make it easy when you just have a simple rekey. You just come in and slap new cylinders in and go. But I imagine when you have to physically work on the doors, that's when it gets to be a pain in the butt. And we have some super gaudy, I mean super gaudy handles in a cast material. I think that's a metric Allen wrench, probably, because everything's in metric. But wow. And what's happened here, and this is very common with this, is the side with the set screw, the handle yanks off and you get lost. So they actually sell just one side of the handle, but on this customer's lock the shaft is bent too. And I can imagine, wow, with these big old lever handles, you can put whatever kind of weight on that and it'll just bend that shaft. And then the inside handle came missing. So I'm just going to replace that whole thing. The customer with this tried to take it off himself, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any video on the replacement of this, but I will try. And that's just going to be, you have to remove the whole lock from the gate, and it only uses 2 big screws once you take the lock off, and they're hex head screws, and once you take the lock off, there's the cylinder access to the cylinder retainer, and then you can just switch the cylinder out. So you do have to take the whole lock off and put it on. However, he had said he had tried to do it himself, but it didn't work, and that's why he called us. But so I don't know. He showed me the screw he couldn't get out, and it seemed like the screw was angled in there, so I'm afraid whoever put it in a long time ago, like 20 years ago, I'm afraid they maybe misthreaded the screw. And you know, if you do that and you lock it up, it's hard enough getting it back out immediately, much less 20 years later exposed to the weather. So I'm guessing it's rusted in there, which may actually kind of be a problem that is unforeseen. And then I ordered some key blanks because we always carried, this used to be logoed under Bern, B-E-R-N, and now they've got it re-logoed under Locinox. And when last time I ordered these, I ordered a bunch of key blanks, and like I said, they're Yale, they're Y1 key blanks, 4-pin. If I cut this down and cut the tip off, it'll make it, or use a Y220 But the only 220s I have a square head, and I hate those. So anyway, standard profile cylinder, 54 millimeter, or I think on the paperwork 3-inch American, 2-inch American, sorry. And yeah, I'm not great with much exchange rates. But so then I ordered these key blanks, and I was like, okay, well, you know, we're out of the burned key blanks, and I always try to stock original OEM key blanks of different manufacturers that we work on quite a bit. So I ordered these, and I see they came in Locinox just like the keys that came with the cylinder are. But right when I unwrapped them, I was like, oh no, because I guess I could just tell. I could just tell something about it. I was like, oh, please don't let those be. Yep, they are. They've got metal content. So, as we all know, metal content keys will absolutely destroy a standard key cutter in a heartbeat. You can hear it when it's cutting. That's one reason you keep a magnet around. But if you were to put a key on a key machine and it made a weird high-pitched noise, that means your cutter just dulled because you're cutting a metal content key. And you know, just American machines aren't set up for that. I do have a metal cutting key machine, but it's for bit keys, which don't require the near amount of accuracy. I'm sure I could adjust it and like make it work if I had to, but I don't really need 20 blanks. I can't use them, so we called the company and they're cool with them going back. So we'll just use Y1s for the copies like we always have in the past. I just wish I like being able to do the originals. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and crop this because I'm going to try to get the rest of those videos knocked onto this video. Okay, so replacing the handle on this Locinox, which is a double cylinder push button lock, believe it or not. Yeah, with a key bypass, or key deadbolt feature actually, so you could lock it down. But you got a reset, and then you got your numbers there that are mechanical. So, switch this cylinder out. First problem was the shaft was bent down, presumably to keep it from being the other part of the handle just yanking off. So I'm going to bend that straight and hopefully slip the handle out. Come on. Ah, yeah. Ugh. Alright. And gonna hose it down with lubricant. Watch out, watch it. Oh, okay. Came close. I didn't want you to trip on it. And I already got Loctite on it. Okay. Kind of need two hands here. And tighten down. Always, always, always use Loctite on these interior handles. Otherwise, you'll yank it right off. So it just was Eclipse Day. Shout out if you got to look at it. Hopefully you used your safety glasses. Eclipse glasses. I was working, rekeying locks. Alright, so I'm going to torque this bad boy down pretty good. It should not come off. Okay. code in. So I'm going to go off screen here. Alright. Okay. Try it on the other side. Okay. I think that'll get it. Pretty quick. And painless. Oh, that strike plate's loose. Hold on. Yeah, strike plate's loose for sure. Looks like they stripped a hole out there. Sticking way out. So let me go grab a couple of tools to tighten that back down. Okay, so tighten that down with a ratchet. Got it good and snug. And a, what is this, 6mm wrench, Allen wrench, and we're going to tighten that one down. Okay, maybe not 6mm, 5mm. 5mm. And we're going to torque that bad boy down. And we are not loose anymore. So let's give it a try. That's it. Okay. Just like that cylinder in. I'm afraid they cross-threaded that. When they put it in, that's what it feels like. That one comes out. Okay. It's been in there a while.
Yeah. Well, then I messed with the thing and
a new one. And jiggle the key. That. Check to make sure the interior handle is tight, which it was not. All right. I think that'll get it.
We have to do that every time we got it made.
Whew. And that concludes our little Locinox video. As you can see, I got the handle and the cylinder in, 2 different customers, and it should be good to go. Next time I order from that company, because their shipping's so expensive, I'm probably gonna order some spare cylinders. But the problem is it's so random here. I could have those freaking cylinders for 3 years before I ever needed to do anything with them. So that's one reason why we don't stock a whole lot of that. And the handle's kind of a non-issue to, you know, if the handle comes off, then it's an outside gate. So most people are okay with waiting for the order to come in. But other than that, got that done. That's Locinox. And y'all have a good one. Until next video, thanks again for watching. Peace.